I just want to give my 2 cents on what's going on in the world with the tariffs and the stock market and China. China has had a good run for the past 30 years. They have invoked tariffs and trade sanctions and protections against other countries doing business within China. And it's worked out pretty well for them up until now. They have a system that's based on communism, which is great when you're up at the top. So 5% of their population is super rich, 90% of their population is super poor, and 5% of their population is the middle class. It's kind of how communism works. You're either super rich or you're poor. And so, what's going on with them right now is that they are fighting with their largest client, their largest customer, because their largest customer has said, hey, we've had enough. And China doesn't know what to do. So, they decide to fight or flight. And they decided to fight. So, what's going on with China is, they're trying to sell their products still. And let's just pick flat screen TVs. And their number one customer said no. And by saying no, we've placed a 100% tariff on it. So that's basically saying no. Well, China then calls the rest of the world and says, hey, you guys have to help us out. We need you guys to put some orders in. We got product backing up, and we can't make new product because we're backed up. It's like the old Lucy episode where she's working in the chocolate factory and the chocolates are coming out and she's loving her job and just going along the assembly line and putting them in the box, and then they speed it up. It becomes a little harder. They speed it up even more, and she's putting them in her mouth, putting them in her pocket. The box is filling up. It's causing a backload and a mess. And what happens is that backs up all the way, and then production stops because not enough is getting boxed and sold and sent out. So China says, hey, Europe, I need you to order more TVs. And Europe says, well, we order 100, and that's the max. That's, a 3-month order for us. And China says, well, I'm selling them to you for $50. So I need you to buy 400. So what we can do is we'll sell them to you for $20 if you buy 400. And Europe and the other countries who buy say, sure, we'll do that. So that lowers their cost per unit. And they can either keep the price the same as the business or lower their price and hope to sell a few more flat screen TVs. And that helps China get rid of their inventory. Even though they ended up selling it at cost, it helps them get it out. It keeps the supply line flowing. It keeps the ships full, keeps the deliveries maxed out, where there's nothing worse than a ship that's half full, because you're paying the same price, whether that ship is half full of your product or completely full of your product. The cost of the gas and the labor of the captain and everyone working on there are all the same. Those don't change just because you have more or less product in the boat. So the problem with that is now Europe, instead of 100 TVs, they have 400 now. So they're backed up in TVs. That did solve the problem for China right now. But what happens is they're not going to get a new order for 4 months or 3 months. So those employees don't need to be working for 3 months. And in China, when you don't work, you probably don't eat because you're not getting paid. So now what do? Well, the government has to pay those employees, give them bowls of rice and keep them fed, keep them housed until, the new orders come in and they can start back up and make some more products. Well, the problem with that is you don't have any money coming in to pay those people. Your economy is already going under a massive downswing. Their largest real estate development company, Evergrande, is bankrupt. They're ordered to, liquidate everything from a court in Hong Kong last year. So the economy in China is terrible right now. This is really bad timing for them to be fighting with their number one largest customer. So I don't know how long they can hold out. Xi Jinping says that, oh, we'll hold out as long as it takes. Well, it, this is exactly why communist regimes topple, because the 90% of the poor say, hey, enough's enough. Uh, we need food. We need more. We're tired of working every single day as hard as we can so that you can sell cheap products, but we never get ahead and we're the ones doing all the work. We stay poor forever. We started digging holes when we were 18 and here we are 50 and we're still digging the same holes. There's no room for advancement. You either are a factory owner or you're a factory worker. There's no in between. So Donald Trump sees that. He knows that. He knows their economy is faltering right now. And so now is the time to attack. And, China, you've been telling us for years, oh, hey, hey, that's going to make us go out of business if you sell them so cheap and this, that, and the other. And China's, hey, man, it's just business. It's nothing personal. It's just business. Okay, China. Well, here's some of that back. It's not personal. We don't want you to die. It's just business. This is just business. So you can dish it out, but you need to be able to take it too, because you've been doing a lot of dishing out over the years, putting businesses and companies and bankrupting countries with your cheap product.